Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Sunday, the 17th of March, 2024. Yes, the heat wave continued here today in Washington State, which is why you still see me wearing this summertime attire that normally I'd be waiting until the summer months to wear. It was just so dang hot in here, I had to have shorts and a short sleeve shirt on. I'm hoping that tomorrow our temperatures start to get back to normal. It's supposed to be dipped maybe 5 degrees. It's actually not supposed to get back to seasonable weather till Wednesday. So I may very well continue to wear summer attire for the next couple of days. So let's talk. Today was React Day. Every Sunday, I do a full day of reacting here on YouTube, and I do it across 3 different channels. So let's talk a little bit about that. The first stream was a combination. First, it was my podcast, the Level 1 podcast here on DSPGaming, and it went really well. We actually did a little bit more discussion about my updated status in RPGs. We're talking a little bit more about what game I should play this Friday, either Dragon's Dogma 2 or Rise of the Ronin. And also a suggestion box segment. Some suggestions actually quite useful and interesting. Other suggestions, definitely not so much, because I hate to say it, a lot of people who are suggesting things aren't viewers of my content. What I mean by that is they're literally coming and saying things like, I wish you wouldn't do 30-minute segments about income and money asking us for stuff. I have literally never done a 30-minute straight segment asking for anything. I never, if I'm in the middle of a game, would put down my controller and be like, oh, I refuse to play unless I get contributions. Like, this hasn't happened. The problem is people are watching detractor content who literally do things out of context, who say things happened that didn't, who lie. And they always do this to get clickbait views, to make me look bad so they can benefit from it. But too many people are believing their lies instead of actually checking out my content. And that's disturbing. That there's people out there with misconceptions to the point where they would go to my suggestions thread and post up something that literally has never happened, saying don't do it again. So it's frustrating. But anyway, it was a pretty good podcast, overall. And then we scooted over to DSP Reacts for DSP versus the internet. This week was a good variety of clips from all over the place. I mean, we had philosophical clips to some gameplay jokes and skits, to some music renditions from classic games from back in the day. Such good stuff. Good variety of stuff. Not all good, of course. Sometimes you get some really stupid things. But overall, an enjoyable variety show, so give it a look. Remember, 2 parts go live today. Another part will go live for the next 4 days on the DSP Reacts channel. But if you become a channel member, you can access all of that right now. Also, tonight was a really awesome stream here on DSP, well, over on DSP Throwback, because this is not a video for DSP Throwback. Retro Reactive Heavy Rain, the next to last session. And tonight, things heated up in a huge way. We had huge game bugs crashing into one of my most infamous controller slam parts ever of any playthrough, which back in the day was momentous. Like, everyone talked about it and highlighted it on the internet as one of the funniest moments of the year. We had huge plot developments. We had everything. Tonight, we put ourselves firmly into position to finish the playthrough next week, which is great, and I'm excited for that. So I hope that you guys will enjoy. Again, the way I do that is one video goes live tonight on DSP Throwback, and then another video goes live one a day for the next 5 days to balance out the content. So you should be seeing those videos, all week long on DSP, or next 4 days. I got confused. It's one video tonight, the next 4 days of video on DSP Throwback. Once again, if you become a channel member on DSP Throwback, you can access the archive stream right away. You don't have to wait all week. So if you missed the stream and you become a member, you can watch it all tonight. One other thing about DSP Throwback, we only have 1 stream left to finish Heavy Rain. So we have to determine what the next Retro React playthrough will be. And the options right now that I'm thinking is, number 1, continue with Dark Souls 1. When I did that over a month ago, people really liked it, but people also wanted variety, which is how we got to Heavy Rain. But maybe put that back in the mix. Number 2, Bully, a playthrough from 2013 that everyone said is one of my their favorites of all time back then. The first playthrough where it started direct capture and then went, started with the camera, then went direct capture, because that's when I adopted it. And also some hilarious moments like me completely flubbing geometry because I didn't know the locations of anything on a world map. So, pretty good one. Number 3, BioShock, the original playthrough from 2009. One of my earliest full playthroughs. A playthrough that I don't know if we would go through the whole thing, but just to see the contrasting style of what I used to do versus today, the commentary style, and it is a classic game for sure. And then basically we're trying to figure out what the 4th option should be. Right now, I'm not sold on what it should be. I know I don't want to do more Heavy Rain because, you know, there is the alternate choices playthrough I did, and there's also the Taxidermist DLC. But, I mean, we just went through the whole playthrough of Heavy Rain. I don't want to go right into more Heavy Rain. That's too samey. We could easily do those later on. So, we got some thinking to do over the next week, brainstorming, and what we'll do is try to come up with the fourth option. And next week, when I finish Heavy Rain Retro React on Sunday night, we will then put up the poll that people can start voting on the next Retro React this very next week. Okay? So overall, today, React Day went well. I had a great time, good variety of stuff on all my channels. Tomorrow, we get back to gameplay, but tomorrow is the last day this month where I can do a half day of streaming. And what I mean by that is I can't do a late stream tomorrow night. I have private Patreon videos to film and upload, and I have to do some private behind-the-scenes work in regards to my business. But it's the last night of the month I have to do that. After that, I should be doing double streams every night moving forward, so it won't hinder the schedule anymore. So, tomorrow, it is the Level 1 podcast in the morning here on DSP Gaming, followed by Baldur's Gate 3. We are going to probably try to finish the entire Cazador Mansion mission. This is the companion quest for Asterion. I'm hoping that we can get it done and then move on to further endgame content because, man, I want to make progress in this game, and it's really dragging its feet, so hopefully we get that done. No live stream tomorrow, but then both Tuesday, Wednesday will be Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, so full days of RPGs and progress in those games. And the only last thing we got to figure out right now is what game I'm playing on Friday. I'm sure we'll be talking about that more on the podcast and the streams for the rest of the week. So, all right, guys, thank you so very much. Today was a great day of React content. I had a great time. I hope that you enjoyed it. Hope you all have a good night, and I'll see you all in the morning for some fun podcast chill. Have a good night, everyone. Peace out. See you then.